Do you want more clients to find you on Google? Of course you do. But you're probably wondering, is SEO even worth it for architects and interior designers? Well, I hate to say it, but yes, you need SEO. And if you're not doing it, your competitors definitely are. I just saw this question about if SEO is even worth it in a community of designers, architects, and interior designers, and I thought I'd record a quick video to answer all your questions. First of all, SEO isn't some secret magic trick, but it is simple. If you want your dream clients to find you when they search for custom home architect in your city or interior designer for small apartments, SEO is how you get there. And no, you don't need to be a tech genius to start seeing results. So let's keep it simple. There are really just two ways to get noticed by Google. You need to create content and get backlinks. We'll break them down in a second, but before we even talk about content and backlinks, there's something you need to fix first, and that's your website's foundation. Think of SEO like building a house. You wouldn't start decorating the living room if the walls and roof aren't up yet, right? So it's the same with your website. If your basic SEO setup isn't done properly, everything else you do, blogs, backlinks, fancy tools, will be an uphill battle. So here are the non-negotiables to improve SEO on your website. Let's start with your main headline. The first thing Google and especially your visitors see. Make it clear, use your main keyword, and ideally include your location. So for example, custom home architect in Austin, Texas. That's simple and effective. It can also be a bit more romantic. We transform dream homes into custom homes you'll love living in, with a subheadline that says, your trusted custom home architect in Texas. So if right now you don't have a main headline, that's the first thing that I want you to change on your website. Let's move on to the website structure. Keep it very simple and intuitive. Have a menu with home, about, services, projects, and a blog. That's more than enough. Don't overcomplicate it, but make sure it's easy for clients, but also for Google to understand the structure of your website. The third non-negotiable we need to talk about is your website text. I look at around 30 architecture websites every day, and this is still shocking me. All your pages need to clearly explain what you do in plain human language. Don't hide behind architecture interior design jargon. Pretend you're explaining it to a friend who knows nothing about architecture interior design, because that's probably going to be your client. Now, the fourth non-negotiable on your website are your meta titles and descriptions. These are the short descriptions that show up on Google search results. So if your title and description don't tell people why they should click, you're kind of missing out. This is a bit more advanced and you'll need to work on the back end of your website. Get these basics right and you're setting yourself up for success. Let me know in the comments if you have any question about these four non-negotiables and I'll answer them in the next video. Now that you have a strong foundation for your website, let's talk about the two ways to get noticed by Google: by creating content and getting backlinks. Let's break each of them down. First, we're going to talk about content. Whenever I talk about content on the website, I'm talking about your blog or blog posts. I know a blog might not be something you want on your website as an architect or interior designer. You can also call it journal, thoughts, news, whatever you want to feel comfortable with it. Now, what do you even write about in your content section to make sure you make the most out of each blog post and you're not just wasting time? Because I know there goes a lot of effort into each piece of content. So think about all the questions your dream clients ask you all the time. For architects, that might be, do I need a permit for a custom home in your city? Or how much does it cost to build a modern farmhouse? Or for interior designers, that could be, how do I make my small living room look bigger? Or what are affordable materials for a Scandinavian kitchen? If your clients are asking these questions, they're probably Googling them too. And these are some very specific questions. They might have more general questions too. Now let's talk about how to actually find out what your dream clients are searching for. Because it's not about guessing, it's about listening to what people are already asking online. One of my favorite tools for this is called answerthepublic.com. Here's how it works, and stick with me because this part is gold. So let's say you're an architect and you want to attract more clients in your city. You go to answerthepublic.com and you type in a phrase like custom home in your city. For example, custom home Austin. Now, what Answer the Public does is it pulls real life questions people are typing into Google. You'll get this giant mind map of questions starting with how, what, why, where, can, for example, you might see questions like, how much does it cost to build a custom home in Austin? Or what permits do I need for a custom home? Or can I design my own custom home? Or where to find custom home builders near me? And you might not think about it, but these are gold mines, because if people are Googling these questions and you create content answering them, you're giving Google exactly what it wants. Because people are going to find your blog post, land on your website, scroll through your website, and fill out your contact form to get on a call with you to start their project. Now, here's another powerful tip that most people overlook. You don't even need fancy tools to get started. One of the biggest things you can do is keep a running list of questions your clients ask you throughout the design journey. Think about it from the very first meeting, like, how does the design process work? Or how long will my project take? Or what's the difference between hiring an interior designer and a kitchen specialist? Or do you work with contractors, or do I need to find my own? All the way through the project, you'll keep getting more questions like, can we adjust the floor plan later? What materials do you recommend for low maintenance interiors? Or how do you help us stay on budget? Or what happens if we change our minds about finishes? Every single one of these is an opportunity for a blog post, a website FAQ, or even a social media post. Because here's the thing, if one person asked you that question, there are hundreds more who are Googling it right now. So next time a client asks you a question, write it down, and that list will become your ultimate content calendar. And just a quick side note, I know at the beginning of the video I said whenever I talk about content in this video, I'm going to be talking about blog posts. Now, it's really important to understand people read blog posts to learn something independently of working with you. So don't explain your specific design process in a blog post, but on a service page on your website. On the blog post, it should be more general, and you can introduce yourself, give the authority of why should I even listen to you, and you can bring in some examples of how you do it. But remember, a blog post is for the general audience to understand something or to learn something. This process is called keyword research. For our agency clients, we use expensive tools, look at search volumes, keyword difficulty, competition, but you don't need to overthink it. Just by doing this basic research, you'll already be ahead of 90% of your competition. Now that you have your content idea, comes the writing. This is where most people get overwhelmed and overthink it, but it's actually really simple. Your only goal is to answer those popular questions better than anyone else. So if someone Googles, how much does it cost to build a custom home in your city? Your blog post should give them the clearest, most helpful, most thorough answer. Last week, I recorded a full video on the exact 5-step framework we use to write blog posts that really rank on Google. I'm gonna link it in the description and at the end of the video. But just to give you an overall idea, here's a simple rule of thumb when it comes to content length. 1,000 words is okay, it gets you started, but 2,000 to 3,000 words is even better if it's valuable and thorough. But remember, don't just add fluff, give them value. Every paragraph should help your reader get closer to their answer or their goal. Now, if you're wondering how to structure your blog post, here's the easiest way to get it right. Google the question you found before on Answer the Public yourself. Look at the top 5 results and analyze them. What are they doing well? Are they explaining things clearly? Do they use images, examples, step-by-step guides? Where are they falling short? Is there missing information you could add? Because your job is to fill in the gaps. Give better answers, add clarity, and share your unique insights from real client projects. As I said before, I actually covered this in much more detail in my other video on how to write high-performing blog posts. I'll link it here, and at the end of this video, make sure you watch that next. Now, here's something really important. This isn't a one-time thing. If you want SEO to work for you, you need to create content consistently. And I recommend publishing 1 blog post every week if you can. If that feels overwhelming, aim for 1 every 2 weeks. But be consistent, because Google loves fresh, helpful content. And the more you show up with valuable articles, the more likely you are to rank. It's like sketching, or even going to the gym, you don't see results after one workout or one sketch. But if you keep showing up every week, you'll start seeing progress. That's the same thing with SEO. Now, content alone will not get you to number 1 on Google. Even if you write the most amazing blog posts, you also need backlinks. These are simply other websites linking to your site. But why do backlinks matter so much? Think of backlinks as values of trust in Google's eyes. The more high quality websites linking to you, the more Google thinks, hey, this site must know what it's talking about. People are recommending it. It's like when you're looking for a good restaurant. If your foodie friend recommends it, you trust it. But if 10 different friends recommend it, you know it's worth checking out. And the same thing happens with backlinks. Now you're probably wondering, how do I get those bloody backlinks? You don't need to wait for big media to magically find you or pay $2,000. Here are some practical ways architects and interior designers can start getting backlinks. Collaborate with local businesses or magazines. For example, write an article for your local home and living magazine about design trends, or partner with a local builder for a blog series on custom homes, or get featured in online directories. Think House, Archilovers, or local business directories. These are easy backlinks and great for visibility. Or you can write guest articles. Reach out to industry blogs, interior design websites, or real estate agencies and offer to write an expert piece. In return, they will link back to you. You can also leverage existing relationships. Ask suppliers or contractors or project partners to feature your projects on their websites and link back to you. Now, you might think, should I avoid linking to competitors? No. Because even we link to our competitors. If their data or insights are valuable, it builds your own credibility to reference them. But Google looks at who you're associated with. If trustworthy, high-quality sites link to you, that's great. If shady, irrelevant sites link to you, that can hurt you. So focus on backlinks from relevant and reputable sources. If you're an architect, you want links from design blogs, construction partners, or home improvement sites, not random, unrelated websites. If you still think backlinks are optional, here's a little truth. You can create the best content in the world, but without backlinks, it's going to be very hard to outrank your competition. Backlinks are like fuel for your SEO. They tell Google this site matters, and that's why it's so important. So now your website builds a solid foundation, you're publishing great blog posts, and you're starting to build relevant backlinks. That's amazing. But there's one more simple step that makes sure all your hard work actually gets noticed by Google, and faster. Use Google Search Console to index your pages. Technically, you don't have to do this. Google will find your pages eventually. But if you're not publishing content daily like Arc Daily, it might take weeks or even months for Google to notice your new blog posts. By manually submitting your URL through Google Search Console, you're basically giving Google a little nudge to check your site sooner. So I recommend you do that every time you publish a new page, whether that's a new blog post, a new service page, or even updates to existing content. So if you haven't already, make sure to sign up to Google Search Console. It's completely free and it only takes a few minutes to set up. And there is actually a really cool bonus. Not only does it help you get indexed faster, but you'll also be able to see how many people are visiting your website, what keywords they're using to find you, and which pages are performing best. So it's actually really motivating to see your progress. Even if it's just a few clicks at the start, it shows you're moving in the right direction. So is SEO really worth it? Absolutely, 100% yes. But it's not a one-time fix. It's a long game. Create great content, get backlinks, follow these steps consistently, and you'll get results. Start small, focus on the questions your dream clients are already asking, and take it from there. If you want more help with content ideas and SEO for architects and interior designers, make sure to subscribe and watch my next video where I show you how to write a blog post that actually ranks on Google. I'll link it right here. See you in the next one.